What's up, guys? As you guys know, the UFC has a new ranking system brought to you by metaai. In this video, I'll be going through we're going to start with the previous rankings, the quote-unquote media-based rankings. I don't think that's what they were using. I think it was a mixture of like records, recent fights, resumes, a little bit of the media rankings. I'm sure fan favorites were pushed to the top, but I don't think it was based solely on the media. I think that's bullshit, but we're going to get into it, and then I'm going to look at the meta rankings. Those are these right here. I'm just going to skim them through, see what I like, dislike, and then, I'm going to look at some posts online that I've seen that are evaluating these new rankings. Let me know what you guys think. So let's get into it. Let's start with the previous rankings, the quote-unquote media ones. Islammakhachev is still number one. Makes sense. He wasn't affected by Freedom 250 or the Minal Cop versus Horiguchi card. Volk moving up makes sense. He's only ever lost to Ilya and Islam. Those two Islam losses were in 155, so I don't think that he was affected really there. I mean, he only ever lost to Ilya in featherweight. He's beat so many former champions, Aldo, Holloway. I think he should be ahead of Ilya in terms of pound for pound. That makes sense. Jan, I don't know if I'd have him above Ilya, even though Jan has beat a few former champions. I think he beat O'Malley. He has beat Merab. He has some good wins. So, I think he's around Ilya, but I don't know if I'd put him ahead of him. Gaethje being above Ilya, I know he beat Ilya, so obviously in the lightweight rankings, he would have Justin ahead of Ilya, but pound for pound, I'd have to disagree. I think Ilya has done more, pound for pound wise. He beat Oliveira in lightweight. Notable wins in featherweight. I mean, he's a double champion, so I wouldn't necessarily put him ahead of Justin pound for pound, but definitely in terms of lightweight. I wouldn't put Justin ahead of Ilya pound for pound, but definitely in terms of lightweight. Aspinall at 6, he lapped his division, sure. Or he's lapping it. Sean Strickland beat some solid dudes, some killers at middleweight as a heavy underdog. Israel Adesanya, Khamzatchimaev most recently. Pereira at 8. Pereira's a double champion. I would put him above Strickland. I mean, he's pound for pound better. He's the former middleweight champion and former light heavyweight champion. I would definitely put Pereira above Strickland. Merab at 9. He's another guy. I think I would put him above Strickland as well. He's not a double champion like Pereira, but he's lapped the bantamweight division. I mean, he's beat O'Malley twice. He's beat Sandhagen. He's beat Merab once already. Beat Cejudo. I'd definitely put Merab ahead. Van 10. He's beat Royval. He's beat technically Pantoja. He's beat Tyra. All right, I'm not going to dispute that right now. 11 Khamzat. Okay, he's had some solid wins in welterweight and middleweight. Okay. Gone 12. He's beat pretty much everybody but Jones and Aspinall. So, yeah, as much as I dislike Gone, yeah. Pantoja 13. I don't know if I'd have him that far below Van. I mean, Pantoja's defended the belt so many times. Oliveira 14. Current BMF champion, former lightweight champion. Yeah, 14. Yes. Notable losses: Islammakhachev, pound for pound number 1. Iliatopuria, pound for pound number 4 at the moment, was the number 5 at the moment, was the number 2. And then Arman above or underneath Oliveira. That makes sense because Oliveira has more longevity, has a better resume in lightweight, even though Armantsarukyan has beat Charles Oliveira. Now let's look at the meta rankings. I'm just going to go through. They don't have a pound for pound one, it looks like, which is odd. It seems like the easiest one to make, but flyweight, we have Van champion, Pantoja 1, former champion, of course. Minal Cop coming off of the win over Horiguchi, also beat Brandon Royval. Tyra just lost to Joshuavan. Okay. Loner Kavanaugh coming up. He just beat Moreno not long ago. Horiguchi at 6. Just came back into the UFC not long ago. Beat Tiger. Just lost to Cop. Okay, 6 is fine. Amabayev and Amir Albazi, they're pretty much the same dude. 7 and 8 is fair. Moreno 9. Okay, he's on a 2 or 3 fight losing streak off the top of my head. Lost to Loner Kavanaugh. He lost to Tyra at 323 as well, the last pay-per-view. Urseg, I swear, Urseg was like 11 not long ago. Let's see where he was. 12, or where is he at? 10. Okay, he was 10. He got dropped down to 13. I wonder why. Above him is Mitropozo, Sumerderji. Yeah, those guys not even ranked. Interesting. Tagir is gone, it looks like. Charles Johnson, Alex Perez still there. Okay. Interesting that Urseg fell. I mean, he's coming off that win at what was that, the Fight Night Perth? That was the JDM versus Protest. He beat Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott no longer ranked. Jan, Merab, Umar, O'Malley, Sandhagen, Batista. Okay. Song Yadong. Batista just lost to Umar not long ago. He beat Oliveira, right? Vinicius Oliveira. So, okay. Song Yadong coming off of the win over Figueiredo. These guys could be interchangeable. Martinez, Hani Barcelos, McGee, Davison Figueiredo, Eamon Zahabi. Zahabi seems pretty low at 12 now for losing to O'Malley. Where was he? He was number 6, and they dropped him to 12. That's kind of crazy. I mean, he was doing pretty well against O'Malley. Those calf kicks were pretty devastating. Obviously, he got dropped, knocked out, but it's like losing to O'Malley, a former champion, I don't think should drop you 6 places. Vinicius Oliveira, Talbot. Is Talbot out of the rankings? Talbot is out of the rankings. Bryce Mitchell at 14. Volk, Evlov, Lopez. Looks good so far. Murphy, Aljo, coming off his win over Zalal. Arnold Allen over Silva is crazy. Silva beat Arnold Allen, what was that, UFC 324? Kicking off the Paramount deal earlier this January. Arnold above him, that makes no sense, even though I know Arnold just took his win over Melchizael Costa, sorry. Kind of crazy he's above Silva. Zalal, okay. I mean, he's lost to Ilya, lost to Aljo. He's going to be like a featherweight gatekeeper. He will never have like a title run, in my opinion. Vallejos, Costa, Garcia down to 12. He was like 9th as well. Let me see. Where is he at? Yeah, he was 10th. I think he was 9th during Freedom 250. I think they had him ranked at 9th. Now he's 12th. Pico, he's coming off with a win over Pitbull. He was 12. Looks like he's 13 now. Josh Emmett was 15th. He's no longer ranked. Got some new blood. Joanderson Brito. And then Jose Delgado. Lightweight. Ilya, of course, former champion. Arman, number 2. Yep. Oliveira, 3. Yes, this makes sense. Obviously, if you look at the pound for pound, they have Oliveira ahead. He's done more throughout his career, so it makes sense resume-wise, but Arman is definitely ahead of him in lightweight as he beat Oliveira. Holloway, 4. BSD at 5 is crazy. I don't understand how BSD is above. I mean, he beat Dan Hooker, who's not even ranked at the moment. That's crazy. Or he is. He's 11th. Okay. He was number, what was that, 9? It's a little blurry. 9. Dan Hooker's number 11 now. That's fair. But BSD at 5 is crazy. I mean, he's lost to Moicano. He lost to Poirier. Gamrot 6, I like that. Moicano 7 is crazy. I mean, I know he's coming off that win over, what was it, Chris Duncan? Yeah, Duncan, his own teammate. How is he 7? I mean, I know he got a win over an unranked guy and then lost to Islam before that. That's crazy. Quillen 8 is crazy for beating Dariush. I would not have Quillen at 8 for that. I like Quillen, don't get me wrong. Paddy 9. He lost to Gaethje in a war, 3-2 decision. The current champion, they have him at 9. Under Quillen, Moicano, Gamrot, BSD, that's crazy. Rufy 10, he's coming off of the one over Chandler. What was he before? Like, I think he was like 9 before, right? Where is Rufy? They had him at 7, okay. They had him at 7, and now he's... I don't understand how Rufy beats Chandler, and now he's 10. Hooker 11, sure. Nolan, Torres, Dawson, Garcia, okay. Some unranked guys coming in ranked now. Welterweight, Islam. They have Protest over Gary, which is interesting. Gary's obviously beaten Protest. I do favor Protest in a rematch, but based on resumes, I'd have to put Gary above Protest. Morales 3, yeah, he's coming off of that win over Sean Brady last year. That's aging well. JDM 4, okay. Brady 5, I like that. Brady's a beast. I I know Brady's lost to Bilal, but his only other real loss, notable loss, is to Morales. Bonfim 6 over beating Bilal is fucking crazy. I don't understand how. What was Bonfim before that? Bonfim was. Where do they have him? I don't even see Bonfim. 5. They have him above Brady before that. That's kind of crazy. Brady, Bonfim, Bilal, Leon. These make sense so far. I mean, Morales above JDM for sure. JDM above Brady. JDM's former champion. Bonfim at 6 is kind of crazy. Bilal 7, okay, under Bonfim, of course, but above Leon, yup. Buckley at 9 above Usman. It's crazy. Usman just dogged Buckley, and then Buckley lost to Brady. Malat 11, MVP 12, D-Rod, Uros Medic, Yaroslav. Yaroslav should be higher, I think. I think that I have no doubt in my mind that he'll become higher ranked in due time. Uros Medic, D-Rod, let's see where they had them. Okay, these guys kind of all floated around. They were just in different orders. Yeah, I would have Yaroslav above the rest of the guys. And then D-Rod towards the bottom for sure. D-Rod had a decision win over Kevin Holland most recently. Hasn't fought in a little bit. Strickland, champ. Khamzat 1, DDP 2. Yeah, I like this so far. Imavov 3, Brennan Allen 4, Pfeiffer 5. I think that's a little bit high, even though I really do like Pfeiffer. Then I'm at 7, okay. 6, Barallo. I think Barallo under Pfeiffer and Allen is interesting. Hernandez 7, okay. Izzy 8, yeah, that's sad, but yeah. Robocop 9. Cannonier 10. Bo Nichols 12 now. He wasn't even ranked before Freedom 250. Let's see if he is, even though he beat an unranked opponent. Let's look for, yeah. So they had him at 15. They just gave him a ranked position finally. Costa 12, 13, very interesting considering he's in light heavyweight now. Ikram Aliskerov, he's fighting this week. RDR at 15 is fucking crazy. That's crazy work putting RDR at 15. Especially under Bo Nickel. That is crazy. How do you have RDR that low? Light heavy, Pereira 1, former champion, of course. Onk 2, yep. Yuri 3, that's fair. Costa 4. Yeah, how do you have Costa at 4, but then you have him at 13? I mean, I like this so far. This is a good one so far. Olberg, Pereira, Ankalaev, Yuri. I'm liking this so far. Costa, Jamal Hill. Over Roundtree is crazy. I know Jamal's a former champion, but Roundtree just dogged him in Baku, 50-45. Reyes 7, whatever. Uzdemir 8, Mirzakhanov 9. He just got knocked out, but he was 16-0, I believe. Guskov 10. Okay, I mean, he beat Krylov as the underdog and then went to draw with Jan Blachowicz. He's 15. That makes sense. He's 42, 43. He's getting older. Dustin Jacoby, Sterling, Menefield, Walker at 14. I don't understand why Reyes and Walker are so far apart when they should be right next to each other, especially after their 327 performances. I don't see why these guys would be that far apart. And I can't think of any reason why any of these guys would be in between those two specifically. Like any of these guys specifically would be in between Walker and Reyes, but whatever. Finally, we have heavyweight. Aspinall champion, yep. Gone interim champion, should say interim, not one. Volkov 2, yep. Arguably beat Gone. Should have had that title shot at 321. Pavlovich 3, he's been holding it down for like 5 years. What a dog. I love Pavlovich. 4, Pereira. That's fair. 5, Hokit. Yeah, I mean, Hokit is undeniable. He's had 3 wins this year. 3 fights this year, 3 wins in 6 months, bro. Beat Derek Lewis most recently. Beat Curtis Blades at 327. I forget who the unranked guy he beat was. I think it was like Freeman. Was that his name? Yeah, Freeman. Denzel Freeman. I was going to call him Marcus Freeman, bro. That wasn't racism, I promise. Waldo, yeah, just lost to Volkov. He's also lost to Pavlovich, so he's kind of comfortably sitting between, the top tier guys and then the under guys. He's going to be like a gatekeeper for the moment. He had a lot of momentum, but slowed down recently against these Russians. Kuniev beat Almeida, yeah. Nothing crazy, but it was a good win. Blades 8, okay. Spivak, Petrino. All right. Walker, Pericic, these guys are coming up. They're new blood in the division. They're very exciting. Looking forward to see who these guys find next. They could definitely move up. I could see them passing Spivak, Blades, Mate, not Kuniev, maybe. Pinto, Mick Parkin, and Ryan Spann. I guess. Let's see they probably had like Tai Tuivasa, Derek Lewis. Derek's out of this. That's crazy. Yeah, they had Ante Dalia, Tyrell Fortune, Derek Lewis. Yeah, so they kind of bumped those guys up and cut a few out, but I'm not going to look at the women's divisions. I'm not really going to evaluate that too much. Let me know what you guys think about these rankings. Which you guys prefer, the new meta AI ones or the media rankings? I don't buy that the previous rankings were based solely on the media. I think it was a mix of like resumes, recent matchups, who you've beat and who they've beat. There was some media bias as well, some fan favoritism to sell pay-per-views, but I don't buy that it was solely based on media. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.